welcome to Tarot Truths Part 2. If you haven't already watched Tarot Truths Part 1, I would highly suggest it. There's so much content, so many teachings that I brought into that class that I learned over the past 30 years of professionally reading cards. There are ways to create the tarot deck if you learn the original deck, the Rider deck, to just simplify everything. So many people get so overwhelmed when they receive a tarot deck and it's 78 cards and what is the major and minor arcana, what does all that mean? So I formulated a class long ago that I used to teach all over the country, and then I decided to create videos. So hopefully you've digested that one and are working with that, and you are moving on to how to do spreads. And so we're going to be looking at a yes or no question, a 3-card spread, and the Celtic cross. So before I do anything, I always mix up the cards and make sure that they are clear from the last reading. So when I mix up the cards, I don't mix them up like playing cards. I mix them up in a sacred way. I close my eyes, I do some prayers, I ask that these cards are clear from the last reading. I ask that I am clear from the last reading and that I am in perfect alignment. And I say my prayer to my guides and angels, asking that I am in alignment and that I receive crystal clear and accurate information for, and I say the person's name. So as I'm mixing up the cards, doing that prayer, and then I do use my pendulum to check to make sure that the cards are clear. So are these cards clear and ready for the next reading? If they're clear, the pendulum will swing clockwise for me. Perfect. They are clear. Here we go. So a 3-card spread can be any kind of question. And as I've shared before, it's really important for you as the reader to assist your client in formulating the question so that they're not asking 2 questions at the same time, which most people do. Is it for my highest and best to take this job or stay at my other job? Should I buy this house or buy the other house? You know, those are 2 questions. And so just like if you go onto the internet and you put in coffee house cafe, you're going to get a million answers. But if you put coffee house cafe, Fairfax, California, you're going to get that exact cafe, phone number, everything that you need. Same thing with the tarot. Just look at it in the same exact way. Okay? When you ask a question, it has to be crystal clear so that the spirits know how to navigate the cards, your intuition, and the person that you're reading. It all comes together as this synergy, which always starts with doing a prayer, asking for their highest and best information. Okay? And I'll be teaching more of that in my psychic development class. That's really important to take that class if you're going to be reading cards as well. Okay? And so you've mixed up the cards, you've called in your guides, you've said your prayer, I'd like the information for this person's highest and best only. Okay? You don't want to give them information that they're not ready for, or perhaps isn't helpful to them. Okay, a lot of times readers just pull in any kind of information. Oh, this person's going to die and your relationship's going to end, and is it the right time for them to hear that information? People take readings very, very seriously, and they make life decisions sometimes due to readings. So you want to make sure that your chakras are balanced, you're in a very clear state, you've said a prayer, and you've moved your personality out of the way so that you're a clear channel. You're the hollow bone for spirit to come through, okay? So let's say someone says, oh, I got offered this job, and is it for my highest and best to take this job or to stay where I am? And I always do phrase it in that way, is it for my highest and best? Or the phrase could be, what will it be like? I never use the word should. Should can bring in parental tapes. Should I do this or should I do that? I really should do this, but so I tend to say, show me what it would be like. what would it be like if they took this job? And when I'm in person with someone, I fan out the cards and I have them think of that question only, and I have them pick 3 cards. If I'm doing a reading on Zoom or on the phone, I ask that my hand go to the exact cards that will gift them with the crystal clear and accurate answer. So let's say I'm going to pick 3 cards. Is it for their highest and best to take this new job? And I usually tell them, give me the name of the company that you're going to work for, or is it for my highest and best to go off on my own, to have my own business, whatever it is. And I pick the 3 cards, really focusing in on that question. Is it for their highest and best? And then I turn over the cards and I just notice the first thing that I get. And I start talking from there, okay? I don't read the cards reversed because it doesn't feel right to me. Everybody has their own way. The only cards I read reversed is the death card. If the death card comes up reversed, to me that usually means that there's a transition that's happening, but not an actual death of a job or a real person. Same with the marriage card. If the marriage card comes up reversed, I will read that reversed and just say, it looks as though there's a substantial relationship coming in, just there's a little bit of a delay, okay? So what's interesting, as I'm picking the cards, this first card is the card of an opportunity coming to you by phone, by mail, nowadays, email, text, whatever. This is an opportunity coming to someone. And then this card is the card, if you took my Tarot 1 video class, is the card of sudden change, which would tell me, yes, they are going to make a change in their career. But the middle card is saying that it might be a little bit of a challenge to take this specific job. If you see this person is kind of fighting all of these different obstacles, saying that there may be some people there that they don't resonate with, their job may not be exactly what it is presented itself to be. So what I would do from here is I would pick more specific cards. If the person was really attached, my first hit is, it's an opportunity, but there aren't any big, beautiful major cards about prosperity, cards about celebration and loving it. So it looks like, yes, you could take this job, but it doesn't look like it's going to be your soul food, okay? So that would be how you could do a 3-card spread. Some people do past, present, future. I don't really do that because I don't feel like the past really matters right now on different levels, unless somebody has a reason to check in about a love relationship and we need to go into the past. So that's how you would do a 3-card spread. Again, you're just picking the cards contingent upon their energy, what they need, not thinking about yourself or what your opinions are, and just saying the first thing that you get. That's the most important thing. The first thing that you get. If you feel like you want to fall into the cards, that's a phrase that I use, which means just focusing on the card a little bit deeper to see if the cards shapeshift for you or if you get any messages while you're looking at the cards, okay? Another way to read is, sometimes people have specific yes or no questions. This one's a little trickier to show you on video, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, so let's say someone says, is it for my highest and best to sell my house? So I would mix up the cards, letting my mind and spirit know I'm doing a yes or no question, and they know what that means. I'm doing the yes or no spread. I would like my hands to move the cards in a way that we will give this person, I'm thinking of who they are, their name, the exact answer for them, okay? So is it for their highest and best to sell their home? So I would cut the cards, I'm going to do it this way, cut them in 3, and I would turn them over and notice which way they come up. This is the only time I really do reversed. So the first card came up for me straight up, so that's yes. That counts as 1 yes. The middle card came up as a yes as well. It came straight up, so that's, the middle card counts twice. And then the third card came up as a yes as well, okay? So in the yes or no deck, I do note how they come up, straight up or reverse, that's the only time. So we got a straight yes, okay? Just a straight yes for that. If we got a yes for the first card and the second card came up reversed, which the second card counts twice, and the third card came up as a yes, then there's 2 yeses and 2 nos, which means you need to pick further cards, you need to go deeper. So if you need to go deeper, what I have people do is take off that top card and flip that whole pile over and see what the card is underneath it. So the card underneath came up straight up. Taking this one, putting it over here, flipping the whole deck over. This card came straight up. So we've already got 1 yes, we've got 2 yeses. And then flipping over the last deck, that came up as a no. But because the middle card counts as 2 yeses, we've got a yes, 2 yeses, so that's 3 yeses and 1 no. So the answer is yes. The person is to sell their home, okay? And again, if you want to pick specific cards, because this is a big question, always keeping in mind how big of a decision you're helping someone create, okay? So if it's selling a home, changing jobs, about to marry someone, besides the yes or no, I would also pick specific cards and spend maybe 15, 20 minutes on that one question, if it's a life-changing decision, okay? And then always tell the person, you need to use your own gut too, because it's your life. I'm reading, I'm giving you information for today, but it's always their choice as to what they're going to decide, even if you feel like you know for sure. And I've had to let go a lot. I've predicted a lot of different things and have warned people, like, I wouldn't go into that relationship, or I wouldn't take that job or move into that house, and then everything blows up and they call me a couple months later, oh, you were right, you know. But they needed to go on that journey. And so we're just here as a channel. We give the information, we let go, and let them do their journey. And maybe they are right, maybe they're not. Maybe there isn't such a thing as right or wrong, because we need lessons and journeys and teachings in our life. Okay? Now we're going to go into the Celtic cross. Everyone does the Celtic cross a little bit different. And as far as their interpretation, most people lay the cards out the same. So let's say I'm going to do a reading for, I'm going to think of a friend of mine who's about to make a major move across country, and I'm going to mix up the cards thinking of her. I would like the highest and best information for her and her move and her love life, and what will it be like? Great question. What will it be like for her to move back to Massachusetts? What will it be like? Okay, so the first card is the card of where you're at right now, okay? The first card, so where is she at? She has a job opportunity. That's what that card means. If you notice, it's a page instead of a king. So what that means is it's not a significant job, it's a job. It's a job that'll get her here. She might get another job that's better for her. We'll see as the reading goes on, but it's saying she's been offered an opportunity. That's where she's at right now, okay? The card crossing it can be a however card. Now she's got the moon card. So the moon card says to me there may be some bumps along the way. It actually may not be the right job, but it may be the job that's got her believing that she's going to be coming to this area, okay? Again, I want to see how the whole reading unfolds. Maybe there's just 1 or 2 people that she may not get along with. Maybe it may take longer than what she's looking at. The top card is the card crowning the reading. So the Queen of Pentacles is saying she's sitting in a very good position, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is coming into the reading. The crowning card is coming into the reading, which means she's in a place to manifest a new home and a new job, and a whole new life, okay? The Queen is a woman that owns her domain. The Queen of Pentacles is a woman who is moving into peace and contentment and prosperity, okay? The card on the very bottom of the deck is your subconscious card. What does your subconscious believe about this move? So her subconscious card is very good. Here's a person on a horse moving, coming into town and being welcomed in a beautiful way. She will be received well here. Very good. Recent past card. So the card to the left of the first card, for me, is the recent past. Sometimes people use it as the future. I use it as the past because it's over there. To me, the future is all the rest of the cards. Her recent past is saying that she came into a place of really being connected to her intuition. So she's going to make better decisions now. And her intuition, her inner high priestess, is going to show her everything she needs to see. And it's up to her whether she listens to the red flags and her intuition or not. Okay, so the card to the right of the first card is the immediate future. The immediate future card is saying she's in the Hermit card. Makes sense. She's in the Hermit card, discovering her light, feeling a little bit lonely, knowing what she wants, but nothing has fully manifested yet, so she's kind of in the void. But that's also a really good place to create something dynamic to happen. Now, the card at the bottom, across from the subconscious card, is your karma card. Karmically, where are you at? Karmically, where is she at? There's a little bit of juggling her time and money, okay? That's where she's at. If you always look at the waters, notice what the water's doing. Notice what the sky is doing, okay? So the water's kind of choppy. Here she's juggling life, not really sure what's going on. And it's just showing where she's at karmically, okay? The card right above it is what cycle is in her environment, and she's got the World card. To me, the World card is the best card in the deck. I love the World card. And the World card, as I explained in Tarot Truths Part 1, is when everything comes together. You've got this goddess in the middle, and you've got home, health, wealth, and love. Everything has come together. So the eagle represents your spirituality coming into play. The man represents a beloved partner coming in. The bull represents material gain. And the lion represents physical health, okay? So she's coming into a fabulous cycle where something's gonna gel. She's gonna get a job, or she's gonna take that job and, maybe just do it for a little while and get another one. But my suggestion would be to her is to manifest and pray and ask for the highest and best job for her right now, instead of what she thinks she could have. Okay? And then the hopes and fear card is, her hope is that she will be moving, her fear is that she won't. And this also, when we look at the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is not a king. The Knight of Cups is saying that someone will come in and offer you a little bit of love, but not a lot of love, not the committed energy that she may be looking for. So to watch out for that, to watch out for these knights that come in and say, oh, I'll love you, I'll do this and that, but they may not walk the talk of what they say and follow through, okay? And then the final outcome card is the sudden change card. And the sudden change card we've talked about in Tarot Truths Part 1, and we'll talk about it again, is when things start to change rapidly. And so the final outcome card, the 10th card of the Celtic Cross, can be in about a month and a half, okay? And so it's saying she's gonna have to move through a lot of obstacles, which is tearing down of her old structure, her home where she's been living for many years, getting rid of everything, deciding what she's gonna bring, driving it across country. There's gonna be some work involved to come into the dream, but then she's coming into, so I pick extra cards if I don't get a real major card as the final outcome, she's coming into the complete rebirth card, the Sun. everything flowing, beautiful outcomes. Here she is on the horse, arriving into her new place. So the bottom line of the whole reading is showing that she's going to get her wish, she's going to be able to come back to the East Coast, but she needs to be careful of her decision, that there's a better job out there for her. That's what I got intuitively just by going through the whole reading. She can start with the other job as a stepping stone if she doesn't want to hold out and say, well, hold on, let me call in something better. But eventually she'll move into that better job. So that's the Celtic Cross. You can look up the Celtic Cross as well online. There's all different places that they show the Celtic Cross. There's books. But in totality, the way that I read the Celtic Cross works for me. You may have your own way of reading and doing the Celtic Cross. And I want to invite you to do what feels right to you, okay? And after a while, the cards are going to create their own personality for you. And so for me, the moon card is never good. For some readers, they love the moon card, okay? And so there's all different cards that mean different things. And if you just read the books and just listen to me, you're getting people's opinions. So I'm giving you a form to go off on your own. I would highly suggest doing a Meet Your Spirit Guides, a psychic development class, whether it's with me or someone else, to really get in touch with your guides, because that's really what it's all about. When I first started reading cards, I had no idea what they meant, and I didn't care. I had a deck, and I let my guides tell me everything. About a year and a half later, I bought a book, and I said, I'm just curious what the book says that the cards mean. And I was pretty right on. So your guides are much more important than just reading the cards and memorizing the cards. Remember that. It's a very flat reading when people say, oh, because the sword is next to the cup, it means this. Then you're in your mental mind. You're not in a beautiful, deep, sacred space, channeling out divine information for this sacred being that's sitting in front of you, coming to you for guidance. So I invite you to practice this over and over again and have a beautiful day and peace. Thank you, thank you, thank you.